To Alexander Yates, Honored Sheriff of Paris. I know that I've caused you no small amount of trouble, and I have no right to ask you for anything. But still I write, because I need your help, Alexander. I'm making my way to Paris, so that I may quickly get to London. And I know I am persona non grata in the court of Prince Baali. Please help me navigate my way through your domain in safety, as the situation is most dire. Amelia is in trouble, old friend. The Sabbat has come for her, and while we both know how formidable she can be, being hunted by a pack of the Sword of Cain is no small danger. And I am ashamed to confess that she finds herself in peril because of me. My choices began a chain of events that have led to the threat of annihilation over someone I've loved all my life. That is something I can never forgive myself for, but it's also something I won't be able to live with if I cannot save her. So I plead with you. Help me get to Amelia so that I may do what I can to redeem my sin. I would offer you boons, but I know that your honor is not for sale. I lay my cards on the table, Alexander, and hope that whatever judgments you have made about me, you still hold some care for Amelia. And I know that you care deeply about your duties as sheriff, so perhaps there's another currency that you might accept in thanks for any help you might provide. I would provide you with information that would help you fulfill your duties, preparing you for some of the most vile enemies of a civilized society like the Camarilla. I offer you the knowledge I've learned about the horrors of Infernalism. Now, before you grow concerned, I gained this information through scholars I encountered, not from personal experience. Following my descent into selfish depravity, I've been working to establish better control over my beast. These efforts take a great deal of meditation and study, and as such ventures most often happen outside of the ivory tower, there's a great deal of rare knowledge one may find. Understanding these hated enemies will be instrumental in combating them, I think. So regardless of what you decide, allow me to help Paris. To truly understand Infernalism, one must first have some concept of demons. You're a man of faith, so I believe you more than most are equipped to tackle with these challenging existential questions. Of all the foul, evil, and reprehensible denizens of this world, the worst monstrosities are those whose existence predates recorded history, beyond Enoch and the legends of kindred to the beginning of time. These creatures committed the original act of evil. They dared to make war on God himself. Demons are treasonous, treacherous fiends, devoid of any shred of empathy or human morality. Condemned by a power beyond our comprehension, locked away in the eternal abyss of hell, the mere presence of a demon on this plane is a blasphemy to the forces of life and existence. The void of the underworld ceaselessly yearns for them, seeking to drag them back into its eternal torment. In order to master the vicissitudes of hell, demons seek to accrue power from human souls in our plane of existence. Demons, by their very nature, thrive on worship or abject terror. These malevolent entities spare no expense, leaving nothing but destruction and corruption in their wake. Their insatiable thirst for power and souls drives them to ravage the spirit of all they encounter, be they mortal or supernatural, even of their own kind. Despite their monstrous nature, demons possess a dangerous allure, offering power and services to those willing to make a pact. Such a bargain is known as a foetus, an ancient word that coincidentally means both binding contract and obscenely loathsome. The individual who succumbs to the demon's bargain is marked as its thrall, her spirit carrying the sigil of her infernal master. This sigil, visible only when she harnesses the demonic power, is an invisible stain on her aura. Invisible, that is, until the moment she calls upon the infernal power. There are generally two types of infernalists who infect kindred society. The first are those who have sought out the name of a demon and found the ritual for communing with it. Once in contact, they swore their soul to this dark entity. I don't need to tell you that nearly all kindred fear and hate infernalists, and will kill Cainites with infernal powers without question or remorse. The vampires which seek out these deals can be from any clan or sect, or none at all. They may operate in small cults or by themselves. They are bound to their new demon master by virtue of their oaths, and the price of disobedience to that demon's will can come in the form of being stripped of their power, torture, or even death. One might wonder why a Kenite would walk such a dangerous path, risking the righteous hatred of other vampires and placing themselves in service to destructive alien beings. They bear these costs because of the power made available to them. Demons hold vast quantities of knowledge in all manner of fields, particularly those related to the occult. A tempting resource for those obsessed with the arcane. They know many dark secrets, hidden sins, fuel for the political careers of the ambitious, and with their oaths, Infernalists gain all manner of practical powers. They can gain a mastery over fire, becoming immune to it, and hurling it against their enemies in desperate moments. An Infernalist can gain the ability to make infernal agreements of their own, enslaving the souls of new Infernalists in exchange for powers granted by their demonic master. They can even regenerate their flesh, and in some cases, resurrect from death. These are only some of the benefits an Infernalist may secure from an agreement with demons, but overall the lesson is that there are Canites willing to walk into the darkness if it can give them a key advantage in an area of obsession. The second type of Infernalist is rare, and shrouded in mystery. Known as the Baali, they are by some sources a bloodline and by others an ancient clan lost in the mists of history. As a group, these vampires are dedicated to the service of evil, not only engaging in contracts with demons, but wielding demonic powers themselves. The Baali have access to a discipline known as Demoinen, and it mimics a portion of demonic power in and of itself, including the ability to make deals with others, rend souls from bodies, or even summon invisible demons to plague their enemies. The Baali are believed to have originated in Mesopotamia, but flourished with the Phoenicians, sinking their foul claws into the heart of Carthage. The legends of the war between Bruja and Ventru during ancient times are well known, but when Rome sacked Carthage, a major part of the story was the role the Baali had played in corrupting the Bruja of that city. As I mentioned earlier, my journey of discovery on this topic began with exploring potential paths of enlightenment to control my beast. And as you can imagine, these Infernalists would quickly fall to wassail, were they as dedicated to humanity as you are. As such, both types of Infernalists, usually seek out alternative morality paths, and the one most common among them is the path of evil revelations. Followers of the path of evil revelations fully revel in the darkness of the vampiric state and believe that a vampire's role is to promote worst evils in the physical world. Ultimately, this path embraces evil as a tool, practicing debased rituals and unleashing horror on the world. Called corruptors, the practitioners of these quote-unquote ethics actually define sin in a perverse swap. Showing compassion and kindness strengthens their beast, though the worst sin a corruptor can commit is disobeying their infernal lord. Both the Camarilla and Sabbat despise infernalism, though naturally several members of both sects fall victim to its allure. It is a constant problem that the sects seek to address. The Sabbat does so with its draconian inquisition, modeled after the mortal holy office. The Camarilla seeks to deal with infernalism through the Red List, a catalog of dangerous rogues to be hunted down with bounties attached to their destruction. The Camarilla also addresses infernalism inside and outside of the sect with its Josian archons. The Josians are a similar rank as the Alisters, the professional Red List hunters, and the two groups confer on multiple occasions. I'm sad to say something I'm sure you know all too well. Infernalism is on the rise in these modern nights. I offer this information to you in hope that you will help me. But even if you do not, I'm sure that you can put it to use. At the end of the way, Sheriff, I am at your mercy. My soulmate lies across the channel, and she's in danger. I ride to Paris at this very moment, hoping that my plea will hold sway with your mercy. I don't have time to play the game, old friend, or to be cautious. Amelia is in danger, and it is my fault. The risk of death is the least I can do to make things right for her. I understand that I'm asking you to risk Prince Valand's anger, and what that might mean for you. I wish I didn't need to ask, but here I am. I'm at your mercy, Alexander. If your decision should go against me, though, I would ask something else. For the sake of your long friendship with Amelia, please help her. Eric, Clan Bruja, Zurich, September 1944.